Guys, today I'm working on an 03 Honda CRV and I wanted to show you how to replace the knock sensor in it. And I wanted to show you what I did. I pulled it up on ramps and I got some different wrenches here. I'll show you later what I'm using. But you have to pull this plastic part down. I left it kind of intact in that corner right there, but I pulled the rest of it down. So I want to show you really quick what you have to do. There's a bolt in that corner and in the other corner over there. And then there's all these plastic clips like this here that you have to pull out. And use 2 flat screwdrivers typically, and there's quite a few of them down through there. You can see there's some like up in there in the different parts, and I guess I could show you in this plastic part here. You can see there's some on the front here and there's some over there. I ended up taking that side, which goes up in there behind the wheel well. There's 2 up in there to take loose, and then that whole thing pops down and gives you this window here that you can work in. It's not easy to do. And then the knock sensor, of course, is located up in there. And I'll kind of show you where it is a little later in the video, but just so you know what to expect, what you're going to need to get into here. You need 2 flat screwdrivers and an 1 1/16 wrench and a needle nose that's bent like this on the tip. That's what I would recommend anyways. I'll include a link in the video description below the video of any of these tools if you want to check them out there. Try to list the things that you need. Alright guys, so it's really hard to show this guy up in there. I'll do the best I can. But what I wanted to show you, see my clip was turned up kind of about 2 o'clock and I couldn't get to it. So I ended up having to do a needle nose that has a bent tip on it. I'll show you that in a little bit, what I used. And I had to get in there and clamp the green thing to release it up there. And at the same time, I had to balance a flashlight so I could see up in there. And I had to carefully pry on the very bottom with a flat screwdriver and pry it off of there while I was clamping that to release the clip. So it's really hard to get to. So I used this long needle nose pliers like this with this tip like this. And that's what I used to clamp that. So Honda really doesn't make it easy to get up in there, but I was able to use an 1 1/16 wrench like this, box end wrench, and get in there and loosen it. Just enough to get it started, then I could get in there with my longest finger and turn it, because it turns pretty easy once it breaks loose, and I was able to get it out that way. Because there's not a whole lot of room to get up in there and do anything else. So you might be able to use that long nose, needle nose, to keep turning it once it's loose, if nothing else, once you break it free with a wrench, and then hopefully you can get it out. So when I was doing this, I found a real genuine Honda knock sensor. That's the part number you need if it's a 02 CRV. Well, the different years are probably the same, but you want to double check that it's the right one. I'll include a link in the video description below the video where I found this part. The best place that I could find it online was the best place, and I'll include a link for you to hopefully you can find it too if you want. Figured I at least had to show you one clip of my wrench around it so you can see that my wrench indeed did fit around it. And it's a little tricky with that starter there, so you kind of have to turn it one way and then flip the wrench and turn it some more and just kind of do it that way to get it going. Well guys, I'm convinced there's no easy way to do this, but what I ended up doing, since my connector was now lined up in a different position than when I took it off, I ended up being able to pull that wire down with my needle nose. It has about 4 inches of wire. I was able to pull it down enough and then twist it with my hand to try to train it in the right direction. You don't want to twist too far, but just carefully. So I did that, and then I was able to use a flat screwdriver and very carefully push it up there and to try to get it started, and then once it got started, I was able to push it on with a flat screwdriver. I'm convinced there's really no easy way to do it, so just try some different things. That's kind of the easiest way that I got it figured out, and so I hope that helps you. Also, to get that new one started on there, to get it up in there, it was really kind of tricky to do. I wish I had somebody with skinny hands, because I have big hands, I'm a big guy, and it was really hard to do it, to get it up in there. What I had to do, I had long sleeves on, I had to pull them back, get my hand as thin as possible, get up in there, and with my 2 longest fingers, I was able to get it started in there, shine in there with a flashlight so you can kind of see what you're doing. It's really kind of tricky, it's a small window, and I was able to get it started straight, and then turn it with my 2 fingers until I had carpal tunnel, and then I was able to turn it a little bit with my flat screwdriver from down below when my hand needed a break, but that wasn't very efficient, so I ended up having to rest my hand and then get back up in there and turn it some more with my hand, and then I was able to get it tight, almost tight, you know, finger tight, and then I had to finish it with my wrench. So that's how I got it up in there. Okay, so once you got your new sensor in, then you just got to put all those clips back in and your bolts, and you're all set. All right, thanks for watching, guys.